The Rainmaker, the LGBT warrior, the finger in the butt, the 9-year-old wrestler. You can call him what you want, but Kenny Omega, the cleaner. You've got to clean up in aisle 5. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. And there's a wee bit of spillage here, and Kenny Omega might need to clean it up because him and Gail Kim seem to be getting on to a wee bit of a public disagreement on the good old X that is now owned by Elon Musk.
Clean up on aisle Kim, get the yellow sign out, wet floor here. Right, Jim Cornette bashed Rio, and then Gail Kim has essentially doubled down on it, and then Kenny Omega's dove in. What, I mean...
how's Gail Kim doubled down? To double down on it, that would almost suggest that Gail Kim... Actually, that would suggest that Gail Kim agrees with Jim Cornette. And
she does? That's the whole point of the video. That's why Kim...
Oh, right. Wait, is it? What done? I thought Gail Kim was coming out defending Rio.
No, she's bashing Rio. She's bashing what she was wearing. And that's why Kenny Omega's came to the aid of Rio, so to speak. But Kenny Omega, right, he's not actually fully addressed Gail Kim because, you guessed it, he's not a real man. He's not actually willing to put the name out there. He just beat around the bush and said... the TKO basket. He's a fucking tosspot, Kenny.
Well, how do we know he's talking about Gail Kim then and not Jim Cornette?
Because Gail Kim get fired into him. I guess we don't have 100% proof, but I mean, Gail Kim I don't think would respond to him. She didn't think it was about her.
Two Canadian legends here.
And also, if we're weighing up, right, who's got more chance of getting the TKO gift basket between Gail Kim and Jim Cornette, who are you going with?
Oh, well,
I'm going to go with Gail Kim.
I don't know. Gail Kim's got a lot of heat in that company.
I know, but Jim Cornette is... It's a MAGA company, and Jim Cornette's anything but MAGA.
Oh, that is true, actually.
Not Gail Kim's MAGA.
Well, I mean, Gail Kim's leaning that way these days. I mean, she's leaning towards the conservative movement. But anyway, let's see where this all started. So, you have Jim Cornette doing what he does, just bashing pro wrestling. You know, Jim Cornette, like, we should agree with the guy. You know, he's right about wrestling being shite.
Yep.
But his politics are fucking mental.
Yeah, and his wrestling, though, it's stuck in, like, the 80s. This guy, when he was booking WWE versus WCW, he was booking matches that no one fucking wanted.
Yeah, his booking of the Invasion was bogging. I think he needed to accept that we're in 2001 and no longer in, like 81, 89. You know, or whatever.
Yeah.
So, on Twitter, here is what Gail Kim wrote. In response to Jim Cornette's criticisms of AEW former Women's Champion Rio, Gail Kim says, quote, I listened to this whole clip, which I said I didn't want clips, but that's fine. The only issue that I had was he made a comment about her teeth. I will say I haven't watched AEW in a very long time, but when I did watch Rio, and nothing against her at all, because I am the biggest supporter of all women who want to make it in this business, but I did feel uncomfortable watching her, because the camera shots would go up her skirt and she was always dressed like a very little girl and it felt improper. I am also into very believable wrestling. Not everyone is, especially nowadays, and it was very hard for me to believe a little girl that was being portrayed of that size was fighting the women that they had in that division. Okay, I'm not taking anything away from her talent. I'm talking about what I saw years ago and what made me feel uncomfortable. She looked like a young girl in a frilly skirt and the cameraman was up her ass. It just felt inappropriate to me. End of quote. Well, I mean, first of all, yeah, she's small, right? And I think I'm pretty sure she beat that trans Nyla Rose. But is that any different, really, from Rey Mysterio getting a win over the Big Show?
No, it's not.
Does Rey Mysterio actually have a win over the Big Show, though?
He might not, right? But even just to stick to the women, did Gail Kim not take on Awesome Kong on, like, more than one occasion?
Yeah, she did.
And it's like...
And the last time I checked, Gail Kim wasn't exactly built like Arnold Schwarzenegger, so...
Yeah, obviously we are advocates here, right? We don't like when guys like Finn Balor and Sami Zayn go toe-to-toe with, like, a Brock Lesnar. But at the same time, you can make something unbelievable be done in believable fashion. I stand by that. When WWE used to book these type of matches, whether it was like you pointed out, Big Show Ray, we recently watched that at like Backlash 2003. It was done in such a way where Ray dominated the match, but once Big Show caught him, it was game over. And that's the way these matches should be. For it to be believable. It should not be a 50-50 slugfest. It can't be a 50-50 slugfest. It doesn't. Even Triple H.
I don't think Ray dominated many matches. I think he would hit his offense. He'd get all his shit and then he'd get caught.
Yes, but did Big Show do any high offensive moves? No, Ray was dominating that department of it. Ray was dominating the offense, and until the end when Big Show squashed him, he hit like fucking 3-6-1-9s, and then Big Show hits one move, 1-2-3 stretcher, smashed against the ring post.
Yeah, but the normal psychology is for the bigger guy to dominate the match, and then the smaller person towards the end gets their offense in, gets their comeback.
Yeah, but I think with Big Show Ray, they didn't do that.
Why? Because if Big Show dominates, there's no chance for Ray to come back.
Because it doesn't work, yeah. I think the way they did it at Backlash 2003... Well, no, I agree, but I think that's the extreme version of it, where you've got like the literal smallest little guy against the biggest big guy. Look at Triple H Big Show at New Year's Revolution 2006. Bit different, but essentially what that was centred around was the cast. And that if Triple H got caught with the cast, he was fucked. But he managed to escape it.
Well, anyway, speaking of fuck, Jim Cornette made a comment about Rio's teeth being fucked, and I mean, you know what, man?
Who cares?
I don't think they look that bad. Listen, I'm sure we could all criticise each other's appearance, or we could say something, negative about Jim Cornette. Last time I checked, he wasn't some like fucking 10 out of 10 model. So, has she got dodgy teeth? I think I remember seeing them, and I thought, they don't look great. But, I mean, who gives a shit at the end of the fucking day? It's not something I'm going to hold against her. As for Gail Kim, talking about her looking like a little girl and shit, she does. I mean, it is what it is, but she looks very fucking small. And I don't think the appearance and her attires help her either. So I can see where Gail Kim's coming from there. But she is a grown adult, like, so it's not...
She's like 28.
She's 28 years old, so... I mean...
There's something that's annoying, though, about all these women that bash current women for, like, using looks and attires to get over when they did the exact same thing.
Yes, but I remember Mickie James did that, and...
It's just because your looks are fading.
Yeah, it is. No, I mean, yeah, these women...
It would be the equivalent of, like, guys in the 80s that were, like, fucking jacked, bashing... I mean, who's the most jacked? Like, Brock Lesnar, for example.
Aye. You're not allowed to look that big, buddy.
Why are you looking that big?
Yeah, so I've never really liked this when the women come out.
You never hear that though.
No,
like, you never heard like a Hogan, or like a Savage, or like a Scott Steiner. Guys are
because women are jealous as fuck, and that's just the nature of the game. Like men aren't. Like you look at men that were like retired wrestlers now. They'll probably look at guys that they respect, and they'll go, "Oh, look at the size of him. Good for him. He's doing a good job. He must be working at the gym." See, some like the male wrestlers that are retired probably look at the upcoming ones and go, well, the few that do have good builds, and they'll appreciate it. They'll praise it. Oh, look good on him. He must be working out. He must be going to the gym 24/7. He must be doing things right. But I don't think it's the same with women. I think like the women will look at other, and they're not going to be like, oh, she looks way hotter than I ever did, or she looks hotter than. No, I mean it's not going to be that way.
No, absolutely. I mean, I'm trying to recall an instant. Remember Steiner? What he said in Matt Morgan? He said he's like, "You're a fitman away from a chemical disaster." But see, that's great. That's fucking brilliant. That's
Scott Steiner, though. That's his character. That's
Mexico North.
Yeah, but it is. I mean,
they will praise each other to each other's faces, but behind each other's backs, it is bitching. At the end of the day, and I think this is just embarrassing, to be honest. It's like, oh, it's no a dig at Rio, but then proceeds to have a dig at Rio. It's like, why don't you just call a spade a spade? Gail Kim?
Yeah, how many times did Mickie James, by the way, wear a skirt and her ass was on full display, but then she tried to criticise that Ukrainian person about 6 months ago on that LFG shit?
Yeah.
Oh, your attire. I don't want to be distracted by your ass.
But I think Gail Kim's tried to deflect it a wee bit for Rio. She's like, yeah, she's wearing something revealing, but it's the cameraman. The cameraman shouldn't be pointing at her ass. Takes two to tango in that department.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, if your ass is on display in a wrestling match, it's going to be hard not to fucking look at it. Because it's just something that's going to stand out. The cameraman very well could not be focusing on it.
Brock Lesnar on SmackDown, his fucking jeans ripped. When he hit F5 R-Truth, and when he hit the camera was on his arse.
Yeah, but do you not agree that the cameraman might not necessarily actually be focusing on her ass? It's just because her ass is there to see. Everyone that's watching's focusing on her ass.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I mean, how?
No, but
Stephanie Fakir's got a finisher on her ass.
I think you can actually tell. There's no way you tell me the cameraman's going to not look at the action, and he's going to focus the camera directly on her ass. That's not what's happening here. What is happening is he's just focusing on the match like he would normally, but because you can see her ass, the people that are watching are focusing on her ass. So I think it's unfair to try and blame.
They're spinning it on the cameraman.
Yeah, as if they're trying to say that the cameraman is like some sort of pervert or something like that. I mean, I don't think that's right.
But that's her criticising Rio, but without actually criticising Rio.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, man, see if fucking Rio wants to go out and wear whatever she's wearing and Tony Khan's okay with it, then at the end of the day, that's all that really fucking matters. I don't think there's a big deal in it. Kenny Omega then wasn't too happy. He replied to Gail Kim without quoting Gail Kim. He says, quote, "Another day and another legend doing the splits on it for the yearly TKO WWE parent company gift basket. Yawn emoji." End of quote. And then Gail Kim replied to Omega's post. She says, quote, "If you're trying to beat around the bush and misinterpret things like the rest of the yahoos, let me clarify that you are wrong. If you're not talking about me, then I'll openly apologise. But with all the tribalistic crazies and yesterday misinterpreting things, I was, yes, assuming so." End of quote. I don't know why Gail Kim is... I mean, she's accusing Kenny Omega of beating around the bush, but she's also herself almost kind of beating around the bush by throwing in that she will issue an apology. This gives Kenny Omega an easy out.
You could just, no, I'm not
all Kenny Omega has to go, nah, my tweet had nothing to do with you, and then she's on double one and has to apologise.
Well, Kenny Omega's come under fire for this. People are like, how dare you disrespect a legend like Gail Kim by using the term legend but putting it in the wee quotes there. It's like, oh, yo, I don't mind Gail Kim, but the term legend gets fucking fired out far too often.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about women's wrestling, she might be a legend. Like, yeah, I mean, I'll give her that. Is she a bigger legend than Omega? Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, but the problem is, it's like people just.
I would say Gail Kim, just the pure fact that she had a run in WWE and in TNA when it was relevant. Like, what has Omega done? Japan, that nobody cares about, in AEW, which is a dead company.
Yeah, like I'll remember her being in Team Canada. You'll remember her. I mean, hell, we just watched 2003 Raw, and it's like her vignette was like the Matrix. That's fucking better than Kenny Omega did. Wrestling kids and sticking his hands up guys' asses.
Yeah, is that it? Have anything else Omega replied?
That's pretty much it, but I do believe Kenny Omega will. Well, I don't think he'll reply, and Kenny Omega's a shitebag.
Well, guys,
he's a weird fucking guy, is Kenny Omega, right? We all know it. We all know why he's a weird guy, and I think he'll probably back down for this confrontation. I wouldn't be surprised if he just blanks us.
Maybe he'll stick a finger up our ass.
Nah, I think it has to be the opposite sex for Kenny Omega to swing that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a slow fucking news day.
Fuck, my finger's infected. Maybe I stuck my finger up someone's ass.
God damn. But is Gail Kim in the TNA Hall of Fame?
She'd have to be.
Well, Mickey James and the beautiful people got announced for the day. So there you go. How about that?
I think Gail Kim's already in it, to be fair. Anyway, there you go. Wrestling, shite, isn't it?
It's a fucking nuff. I mean, this is what it is. It's a jobber in AEW, right? Getting slobbered about by Cornette, who's not been in the business for like 2 decades, right? Being defended by a woman who hasn't been relevant in almost 2 decades, being bashed by a guy who's never been relevant and likes to stick fingers up guys' asses. I mean, that is what we're dealing with here. It's fucking rock bottom. There's just no way to explain this any further. I fucking wish there was actual stuff to talk about, to sink my teeth into.
But you know what, man? I think Gail Kim's to blame here. What point was she really trying to make?
Yeah, it's just weird.
I don't think Kenny Omega's necessarily wrong, but I do think I don't think Gail Kim's did it for the WWE paycheck. But then again, listen, they can make content if they want. I mean, they're wrestlers, but it just seems like a nothing burger. I'm not gonna sit here and say that Gail Kim can't have an opinion on wrestling. Of course she can, but it just seemed a bit unnecessary. Did you really need to come out and talk about fucking Rio's ass? Like,
it's also a bit pathetic though for Omega. It's almost like any criticism that AEW gets, it has to be something like TKO WWE related. It's like, how about both companies are fucking dead in the water, Kenny? And you just accept that and hold that L. Anyway, we'll be back soon. What day is the day? Wednesday? Will I review Dynamite? Definitely not. So I will be back very soon for other shite. Till
Right,
then.
more fids tomorrow, guys. Till next time, peace.